Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution.
Ugh, I'm tired of all of these gridded industrial environments. I can't wait to get out of this DLC.
It feels like it's dragged on a little long for my taste. I'm kind of ready to just go back to the main story.
Yeah. One of the things that I like most about this game are the environments, because they feel so different and fully formed and fully thought out. And this one, it's not like it doesn't feel different and fully formed and fully thought out, but still, this is very reminiscent of a lot of other games with industrial corridors and boxes and industrial corridors and cameras. There's that, and then I also feel like it's dragged on for a little while, so it's probably one of the more boring environments visually, and I feel like we've been here forever.
I don't know if I agree with some of that. Like, I feel like the addition of the warm colors,
Yeah.
like the yellows and the golds that you can see on screen right now,
Yeah.
that makes it pretty distinct from, say, like the blues and grays of Shadow Moses,
Yeah.
for example.
I guess, but it just so little. I mean, I guess it's kind of difficult to judge how long or how big a piece of DLC needs to be. But this is the director's cut, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Couldn't they have shortened this up a little?
Well, no, because the addition, the how to describe it? The permanent insertion of it, the sort of canonization
Yeah.
of this section as part of the main game
Yeah.
was one of the big moves that the DLC pulled, or that the director's cut pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they would shorten the thing that they were excited about including in a... I can't think of the word, a seamless manner, right?
Yeah.
Before, once it was released, when it was released the first time, you had to sort of opt into it. And now it just goes. It's part of the main game.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's cool, but I mean, I don't know. If you were going to redo this section, are there any parts that you would take out? I mean, they wouldn't have to cut it completely. They could still have a lot of it, you know?
That is difficult for me to say. I was kind of full on this area right around the time we got off the boat.
Yeah. I just think that maybe there were a few areas of hallway that we could have skipped. Or maybe like one.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
It does make the boat feel really big.
It's hard to say just because I feel like with the way, all of the different ways that they've arrayed the textures and objects, I'm sure that we've passed a lot of recycled stuff as we've moved around this space.
Yeah.
But I don't really, like, I think that I can identify one very clear example where we had to, like, hop up here, like one of these and shimmy along a little, like above a cooling pipe.
Yeah.
Remember that the second time we did it, that guy was playing a PS Vita?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't charming. It's just like where do you edit, you know? That's like here, look, yet another room with a guy where we have to sneak around and hide. I don't see anything particularly creative about this space.
Hold on. Now I feel like you're
I'm bullying a little bit. I just
not
don't
just
know.
that, but you're getting into the point where it's like, well, all you do is run around and shoot guys. If you've done it once, you've done it all.
It is. I'm definitely generalizing a lot, but I'm trying to do that in an effort to make any part of it seem less valuable so that it could get me out of the area quicker. You know?
No, it feels like this is a little peculiar because at first I thought that this area was a panopticon.
Oh, what?
I think that's what it's called.
I don't know what that... I will trust you on this.
If I'm remembering the term correctly, a panopticon is it is a style of viewing area traditionally associated with prisons, where you put a central observation point that's surrounded by cells. So one person could hypothetically view all of the cells. You probably don't have a field of view wide enough to actually look at all of them at once.
But two people back to back, maybe.
You could get pretty close. The point is that it gives the people in the cells the sensation. Like hell, they have the sensation that they're always being observed.
Mm-hmm.
And I said prison before, but I've also seen it in any scenario where someone needs to be observed. So, yes, prisons, also schools.
Yeah. As creepy as that is, but, you know.
Oh, man, like the amount of overlap
between schools and prison design is messed up.
It is fucked up. Like, I keep waiting for that to be a, so the people who made Prison Architect, they cannot seem to give that game up. I think that they've had, like, the final update 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah.
And I keep waiting for them around April Fool's Day to, it will be a serious update that you can actually play, but I keep waiting for them to release it as a kind of joke.
Where it's like...
It's just School Architect. And
public school architect.
They barely change it.
Oh, no. So do we knock out our friend, or...?
Do I want to eat a bar? No, I think I'm gonna try to stay here and see if the energy...
So short-sighted.
Who's
a real hypocrite?
Come on, bar.
Yes. Shh. Nap.
So see, if this is not exactly right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think it might achieve the same thing psychologically, but functionally...
It's just, you can only see out the front, and those aren't even security camera reels, you know?
Yeah, hypothetically, this one should be able to present that information, I think.
Maybe it's an old structure, and now that they have scanners, they don't really need the windows, so they built it to be more secure. I mean, it might be more ominous to have the knowledge that somebody is watching your movements on a screen while you can't see them.
Well, I mean, it's...
If that's what they're going for.
The fact of the matter is that the ability to observe someone is not the point of that style of observation. It's sort of like how a classroom... Sorry, just doing the school thing again.
Keeps happening.
It's sort of like if you have a classroom where the teacher sits at the front and then all of the desks are just in rows further and further away from them.
Yeah.
No code. I thought they just gave me a code. Maybe that was for a different computer? Was it for this computer? It was for this computer. Okay. There's no guarantee that a different style of classroom array, like let's say something where the teacher sits at the center of like a little story group.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that it will work any better, the little story group circle.
Yeah.
But it does give you a different feel. It achieves a different bit of psychological suggestion, I think.
Reitner,
Yeah.
Jensen, I'm in your detention camp and uploading to the security mainframe now.
Copy that. Any problems?
Negative. I gotta say, though, this isn't exactly what I was picturing when you described it.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. Right now, you need to get inside the interrogation wing and find out what Burke is hiding. Contact me when you know. Keitner out.
When did this DLC come out?
I feel like it was the style of DLC where it had already been in development and had to be cut for time, and then they were like, oh, well, now we've got extra time, so I guess we'll gussy it up, because it has like lighting and smoke effects and things
Yeah.
that aren't found. Like, there's texture work that the base game doesn't feature.
Huh, I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, like all of the little subtle smoke effects and things. I don't think that they have any of that to this level of fidelity in the base game. It could not have been more than it must have been within a year.
Yeah.
I don't think that it was the kind of thing where Deus Ex, Human Revolution got like a multi-year DLC plan.